Hello, this is Builder Elephant, and welcome back to another review of the LEGO Batman Movie Minifigures Series 2. Today, we will be taking a closer look at minifigure number 3, Clock King. Several people have taken on the identity of the Clock King over the years, but this minifigure is based on the first, William Tachman. His comic book debut was in the 1960 issue of World's Finest Comics number 111. William spent his early years taking care of his invalid sister. After a doctor tells Tachman he only has 6 months to live, he desperately looks for a way to support his sister after he's gone. He decides to rob a bank by studying the timing of the vault. He would have been successful if not for Green Arrow capturing him after he tripped the silent alarm. His sister dies alone while he serves his time behind bars. He becomes enraged when he discovers his doctor mixed up his test results and he was not actually dying. He escaped prison to take his revenge on Green Arrow and the doctor who misdiagnosed him. The leg piece starts us off with his crazy costume. The Clock King has to dress the part, so his blue spandex suit is covered in clocks. Now, I appreciate that all the clocks are set to different times. By not using just one printing for all the clocks, LEGO shows us the attention to detail they put in their products. While the Clock King in the comic books wore boots, his minifigure only has blue pants on. However, since they put the clock printing on the side of the legs, I'll forgive LEGO for this oversight. Now, of course, this being a costume villain created in 1960, he needs to have his green underwear worn on the outside of his costume. I love that LEGO even took the time to add a seam to his green article of clothing. The clocks with different times on the blue spandex suit is continued onto the torso piece. These clocks are put on the sides of the arms, but the back is a single blue color. However, the Clock King wears a bright green traditional starch fabric cape. This completely covers his back, which makes back printing unnecessary. The Clock King ties his cape around his neck instead of having it attached to the fabric of his suit. Now, since you can't tie a paper cape, the knot securing the cape around his neck is printed onto the top of the torso piece. Now, when you name yourself the Clock King, you can't wear too many clocks. Tachman wears a large green belt that would make a wrestler jealous. The headpiece is probably my favorite part of this minifigure. The mold is the same one used for the gingerbread characters, but the clock face printing makes it stand out as an original piece. I could not find a reference to his face clock reading 9:06. While I found many different times on his face in the comic panels and covers, none had this exact time. The feature that put this piece over the top was found on the back. For the gingerbread people, 2 circles were hollowed out for their eyes. The Clock King has these circles on the back, and you can see the gears beautifully printed inside. A comic book purist might say that the Clock King had a regular head and strapped a clock to the front of his face, so he should have a regular minifigure head. However, this minifigure used the LEGO Batman movie as its reference material, and I, personally, loved how LEGO translated this character into minifigure form. For his accessories, he was given 2 flat-end spears, or minifigure weapon pikes. While the Clock King doesn't wield 2 spears in battle, these pieces do look very similar to clock hands. These are the only 2 pieces from the set that are not original. Even his light green cape can only be found in this set. Now, this is not a critique of the set, but I would have loved 2 different size spears. That way, they could have represented the short hour hand and the long minute hand of a clock. I like that LEGO put the bat symbol on the black 3x4 tile with 4 center studs used for the minifigure stand. With 2 series of LEGO Batman Movie CMF sets released, I appreciate that LEGO gave us a little more originality to help these characters stand out from past CMF series. The Clock King minifigure is fantastic. It's everything a collectible minifigure should be. He was built using completely unique pieces, is a character that will probably never appear in a standard LEGO set, and the attention to detail was beyond a simple cut and paste design. While not my favorite minifigure in the series, he is my favorite designed character.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.